Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Group, and today I'd like to present a special report during these election times. And as you know, I'm the health consultant, or one of the health consultants for InfoWars. And today I'd like to bring attention to this year's flu shot, what's been going on currently in the government, and how you can naturally boost your immune system and help yourself during the 2016 and 2017 flu season. First of all, I'd like to bring your attention to a document, an executive order that was signed on November 4th, 2016 by President Obama. With all of the election coverage that's been going on, this is really a shocking document that I was able to bring up due to the fact that I've had so many calls lately from people all over the United States. And I always know when something is happening or something's going on by the amount of phone calls that we get. And this year it was different. There's people complaining of muscle weakness and headaches and all of these symptoms. And we tracked it down to this year's flu shot, or at least that's one of the culprits that we think might be happening. So as a research scientist, I wanted to bring as much information together as I could and try to discover what in the world is going on out there this year. My job, InfoWars' job, is to try to protect you against everything, and education and knowledge is the best protection that you can have. So this special report today, I want to break down what is currently happening in the 2016-2017 flu season. I also want to give you guys some tips on how you can prevent or avoid the flu shot this year. Like I said, it starts with this executive order from President Obama, and the executive order is advancing the global health security agenda to achieve a world safe and secure from infectious disease threats. Now, this is a long document. I highly recommend you go to the whitehouse.gov website if you want to print it out or if you want to read the full document. But I'll just generalize and summarize what the document is about. Section 1 says, promoting global health security is a core tenet of our national strategy for countering biological threats. Now, as you know, biological threat can be anything spread throughout the world that is going to cause sickness and possibly death. Therefore, it is the policy of the United States to advance the global health security agenda, which is multifaceted, multi-country initiative intended to accelerate partner countries, achieve specific targets to prevent, detect, and respond to infectious disease threats. Most people don't know, but a lot of these flu vaccines that have been developed over the last couple years are actually quadrivalent, trivalent. And let me just say, it is impossible, ladies and gentlemen, to create a flu vaccine that actually works. And this is not just me telling you this. I mean, all you have to do is type in how a flu vaccine is made, and I'm going to go over some of this with you today. But the influenza virus actually changes its DNA structure every time it replicates. So it's literally and scientifically impossible to develop an influenza vaccine. That's why they have to pick and choose viruses. And people that get the flu vaccine can shed these viral particles from their skin. They float around in the air for up to 17 days. So even if your neighbor or somebody that you're close to, or your kids go to school, you still have the threat of possibly inhaling or getting these viral fragments. And why this executive order, I'm still trying to figure out why that was done in secret. I don't know, November 4th. But it clearly states that all of the organizations are going to be coming together: the Office of Management and Budget, the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Health and Human Services, Department of Agriculture, Department of Defense, the Department of State, to try to initiate some sort of bioterrorism agenda. So that led me to The next document, after I read through the executive order, I decided to go to the CDC website and see what in the world, because anytime I hear biological or anything like that, the first thing I want to do is I want to see what are they trying to promote this year? What is different? What's going on? There's always some sort of a hidden agenda going on, and I wanted to expose it. Sure enough, on the first page of the CDC under flu, we have what is new for the 2016-2017 flu season. Now, it says, third bullet point down, there will be some new vaccines on the market this season. What flu vaccines are recommended? This season, only injectable flu vaccines should be used. Now, in the past, there were vaccines that were the mist vaccines that people were spraying in their nose and inhaling. But this year, which is very strange, only injectable flu vaccines are recommended. Now, the options this season include standard dose flu shots. This is what really sticked out to me because of the fact that I've been having people call my office and their parents, their grandparents are becoming severely ill. A high-dose shot for older people, a shot made with adjuvant for older people, and I'm going to explain to you what that adjuvant is, and a shot made with virus grown in cell culture. Now, if you look further down on the document, you actually see a sentence there that says, what flu vaccines are new this season? This season, a flu vaccine with adjuvant will be available for the first time in the United States. Adjuvant is a vaccine ingredient that helps create a stronger immune response in the patient's body. This new vaccine, Fluad, is approved for use in 65 and older. The next new vaccine is a vaccine called Flucelvax, and that is the one for children recommended 4 years and older. So what's going on with these new vaccines that they're putting on the market this year and asking people to get? Well, I did some research, and as it turns out, Fluad and Flucelvax is actually manufactured by the same company, a company called Seqirus. Now, if you look at this document right here, Fluad, Flucelvax, they specialize in vaccine production. But if you dig even deeper, they also specialize in biological development as well. So if you look at Seqirus, who owns Seqirus is the next thing I said, trying to figure out if there's any connection. I did find that Seqirus is owned by a company called CSL Limited. And just goes to show you that the director of CSL Limited is a guy named Dr. Tadakaka Yamada, and his past job included president of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Global Health Program, and chairman of research and development at GlaxoSmithKline. He also currently serves as a director of Agilent Technologies, Inc. and the Clinton Health Access Initiative, and a member of the Council of the National Academy of Medicine. What does that mean? Obviously, we've had a depopulation agenda going on for quite some time. We've had openly, the globalists have openly admitted that we need to institute a depopulation scheme. We know that the Obamacare system and the current healthcare system is a disaster. Who are the easiest people to get rid of? What is the most cost for our government? Of course, it's the 65-plus age group. So all of a sudden, now they're coming out with a vaccine for the 65 and older age group. Let's take a look at that vaccine, and let me show you what we have to look forward to this year. Fluad. Fluad is the one that they're recommending for individuals 65 and older. As you can see here, it has multiple influenza strains. influenza strains, and MF59C, okay? This is a key ingredient that I need to talk about for a minute. Breaking down, by the way, these are confidential documents that I was able to get. You can actually see at the top of the document itself where it says confidential up there. MF59C. What is that? MF59C, if you look it up, is a highly toxic vaccine adjuvant called squalene MF59, which was first given to servicemen back during the first Gulf War and linked to Gulf War syndrome. The experimental oil and water adjuvant was forced on all servicemen beginning in 1999 via the mandatory anthrax vaccine. Captain Rovitt's comrades suffered severe and permanent side effects. For the past 64 years, the United States military and other agencies within our government have used our servicemen and women, this is a quote, by the way, as test subjects, oftentimes in secret and without informed consent, explained Captain Rovitt. I was in the military, and there was a couple times where they brought us all in and gave us vaccinations and would not tell us what they were or what they were supposed to do. So, who knows if I'm going to be affected 10 years later from that. But listen to this. Roughly 1 out of 4 servicemen and women, veterans, brothers and sisters who served for the United States and risked their life were affected with Gulf War illness. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not the type of person to try to instill fear, doom and gloom, but I am here warning everybody that this may be the most devastating flu season in the history of the world, because I've never seen such a potentially, well, I'm not even going to say possibly, damaging slew of ingredients that are going to be injected into our moms, our dads, our grandparents. And we are on the verge of seeing a massive shift in disease and sickness and possibly even death. Let me read to you what is in that Fluad vaccine. First, it has the MF59, which is the squalene-based, Gulf War syndrome-based adjuvant. It has polysorbate 80, which is a toxic ingredient. It has sorbitan trioleate. It has sodium citrate dihydrate and citric acid monohydrate. It even contains trace amounts of neomycin, kanamycin, and barium, which are used during the initial stages of manufacture, as well as residual egg proteins, formaldehyde, and also CTAB. What is CTAB? Cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide. It is a toxic compound, bromide, which we always talk about how everybody is deficient in iodine because of the other halogens, which are going to be the bromide, chloride, and fluorine. So that is something that we definitely need to watch out for. Please, if you have children, if you have grandparents, hopefully you guys do, and hopefully you have parents as well, please do your research. Please do your research on this year's vaccines. The toxicity of the cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide, animal testings has shown ingestion of less than 150 grams of the agent can lead to adverse health effects or possibly death. So, the next vaccine that's available for children this year is called Flucelvax, and that's a subunit influenza vaccine. This actually contains a Brisbane wild-type H1N1-like virus, a South Australian wild-type virus, a Switzerland wild-type virus, a Utah B. Fucit-like virus, and it contains residual amounts of MDCK cell protein. That's a Madden-Darby canine kidney cells. So they're culturing these vaccines and these viral particles on dog kidney cells. I know vaccines and flu vaccines is a very controversial issue. And it's something that I hope that today I was able to provide you with enough information to make a decision, a good decision for yourself and your family this year. I've never seen in 20 years flu vaccines that look this damaging. So let me tell you about some of the things that I do now. First of all, since the influenza virus, like I said, it replicates every time, there's no possible way you're ever going to have one vaccine. So let's talk about the natural methods that I use to support my body's immune system to keep me safe and my children from the flu. First thing you want to do is probiotics. A good probiotic, and what I do is I take probiotics every single day, especially maybe double during the flu season or every other day, because probiotics and your gut health is your immune system. The thing is, God gave us an immune system and a self-healing mechanism. We don't need to look outside for vaccines and everything else. We have the power within us. We have everything that we need to heal ourselves right inside of us. We just need to activate our immune system and keep it strong. And this year especially, we're under attack. So stock up on probiotics, take probiotics, give them to your family. That's also going to help. Talk to your doctor first. I don't want anybody thinking I'm giving medical advice here. Make sure you clarify this with your natural healthcare practitioner or just your regular general practitioner as well. Vitamin C works extremely well to take during the holidays. This is kind of my holiday immune system tips. Another thing that I do is I take the winter sun, which is the vitamin D. A lot of people's immune system goes down in the winter because they're not getting enough sun, obviously. And vitamin D is a vital part of building and keeping your immune system strong. So I highly recommend, that's what I take. The winter sun throughout the holiday season, especially, I'll double my dose. Next thing that I take that I highly recommend is the Survival Shield X2. The Survival Shield X2 is powerful at rebuilding, helping keep your immune system strong, helping keep your metabolism up. All of these things can be used extremely effectively to prevent or keep your immune system strong. See, naturally, we have cells in our body that will attack these strange viruses and these strange bacteria and everything that come into our system. We just need to provide our army with the best nutrients and everything else that we need in order for our army to be able to attack and be able to fight off all of these man-made, most of them are man-made components and viruses and everything else. One of my other favorite things that I like to take is oregano oil. Oregano oil is definitely on my top 5 list. So is silver, colloidal silver. All of these things I've seen have worked extremely well. Another thing, get some sleep. Sleep is extremely important for your immune system. Try to get 8 hours of sleep a night, and also try to reduce your stress levels. It's really hard for your immune system to work if your stress levels are really, really high. I know it's easier said than done, but take some time for yourself, calm yourself down, do some deep breathing exercises, and just try to relieve the stress from your body. That will help you out tremendously and keep your immune system strong. So take care of yourself and your loved ones over the holiday season. Make sure you make the right decision as far as whether or not you're going to get a flu shot this year. And go to InfoWarsLife.com. Stock up on all the products that you need to keep your body safe and healthy during the holidays. I'm Dr. Group for InfoWars.com.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and say, see, I told you so, that communist Chinese-style net censorship was coming to the web, because it's already here. It's being announced. The way you keep the internet open and free is you get involved more than ever. Go to Infowars.com/app. A new battleship in the fight. Infowars Live. Available right now. We're looking for a crew to man it. You going to sit down and play games and be a trendy? Or are you going to be part of history? Don't sit by and let the